having a tough time trying to get your little one to eat his fruits and vegetables? At Creative Therapy Services, there's a feeding clinic to help parents and kids tackle the food issues. We're visiting with our good friend Holly and speech and feeding specialist Dee Dee Jones this morning.
Hi, Marianne. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us back here at Creative Therapy Services. This morning we're focusing on food. And if you have a child at home that's either a picky eater or maybe have some aversions to certain foods, the feeding clinic here can certainly help you out. Why is it so important that you incorporate this into your program?
Two reasons. Number one, because eating's such an important thing. That's how we nourish our bodies and grow and be healthy. And it can be a huge problem for kids, and it's more and more becoming a problem. It kind of goes hand in hand with some of the different diagnoses such as autism, and it can cause kids to really become malnourished, and that's a big deal. Number two, because we do have some feeding clinics here in New Mexico, but none of them are running the program that we're running. And Dee Dee will explain why this one's special, but I think it's really important to help families.
And why is it so different than the other clinics that are around New Mexico?
Well, first of all, we're using the SOS program, which was developed by Dr. Kay Toomey out of Denver. And she's one of the leading feeding specialists in the country, probably in the whole world. The program itself is very collaborative, so we have a number of professionals here at Creative Therapy Services: behavior therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, registered dietitian, and all of us can come together and identify reasons why the child might be having difficulty eating. It's also very supportive for families, the program. We ask for parents to make an initial commitment of 12 visits. And over the 12 visits, we're actually teaching parents to be their child's therapist. So we don't just make recommendations and send people out the doors. We're very, very supportive of what families are going through with this issue.
It's so important to have mom, dad, both, or if just one can make that commitment, because after they leave here, they're going home. And that's where really the therapy begins. At home. Parent involvement, we understand that it's so important here at Creative Therapy Services. Why do you recommend that for families?
I think especially with this program, when you've been dealing with a picky eater, by the time you get to us, you've tried everything you can think of. And we know that. So we're here to try and give you a new arsenal, more tools in your toolbox, I guess. And so when you come in, Dee Dee and the team are going to be working to show you how you're going to introduce those foods. It's really important that by the end of the 12 weeks, we've got kiddos eating at least 30 food items with 10 each: protein, carbohydrate, and what's the other one?
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables. So that we have a real nice diet set out for them, and we're going to teach you how to keep that going so that you can continue.
Now, we've been looking at some of this video. You're surrounded by the kids. You've got a mom that's a part of the program here today. What is it that the kids are doing? It looks like they're kind of playing with the food.
Oh, absolutely. We have two components of the program. Some of the kids that come in have some food aversions. They're actually really pretty scared when they come in. So the first part of the program is we have an occupational therapist that will take them into the gym, and the occupational therapist will work with them doing different types of exercises to help bring that anxiety and that feeling of being overwhelmed. We decrease that. So then when they come in and go to food school, they're ready to be introduced to some new food items. So the food therapy portion of it, we play. We make cars out of carrot sticks. We paint with the food, but they're very orchestrated play activities because we're taking children through a series of steps so that they become more used to food items that they're afraid of.
And get them comfortable in a sense. All right.
Definitely.
So if you have any questions, and if you feel that this might be a program for you and your child, come to Creative Therapy Services. The team here can help you take that first step. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
To schedule your appointment with Creative Therapy Services, call them at 891-3777 or stop by the clinic at 2003 Southern Boulevard, Suite 133 in Rio Rancho.